Today we're going to work on some multiplication of polynomials. First we're going to look at a monomial times a binomial. So the monomial is x by itself times a binomial. Binomial has two terms, and that is going to be 3x minus 1. What I want to point out here is that this is one number, even though it looks like two numbers. Okay, remember with PEMDAS, you have to do what's inside your parentheses first. So it gets a little tricky here because I don't know what x is. So we have to be careful about how we do things, because there is a way that we can still solve it without knowing what x is. So let's just look at what's going on here. So we're going to look at this with our manipulatives. First we know that x, this is x, that's our monomial, and we know our binomial is 3x minus 1. Well, I don't have my other mat with me, but we know that this is going to be a minus 1, so I'm going to use that. Okay? So I'm going to use my mat to help me solve this equation. My mat is going to look different than the previous mat. It looks very much like our coordinate grid. If I were to put my y-axis here and my x-axis here, everything in this quadrant is positive, everything in this quadrant is negative, everything in this quadrant is positive, and everything in this quadrant is negative. So my expression was x times 3x minus 1. Well, x is positive, isn't it? Remember, we're multiplying, so we're looking for area. So I'm going to put that right there. That's in my positive. I could have put it on the other axis. I just chose to put it there. Now, my other expression is, my binomial is 3x minus 1. So I have 3x, 1, 2, 3. Okay, remember those are positive, so they're going in the positive side. My minus 1 is over here. So that's in the negative. Okay, so what is this going to look like? Well, remember, I'm going to fill in my area. I'm going to move this up because this is one side and this is the other side. So it's like length and width. So that fits in there nicely. That fits in there nicely. And that fits in there nicely. Okay. So that's one area, but I also have to do this area here because this rod is also belonging over here for that area with the green and the yellow. So it's really tempting to do this. But remember, 3 green rods do not equal a yellow. But we can do this. That equals, doesn't it? It's this, the yellow is the same width as the green, and the yellow is the same length as the yellow. So what do I have? I'm going to push this up into my quadrants, because this here was just my borders to figure it out. So how many x squares do I have? I have 3x squares, and I have a negative x. So when I multiply this out, I have 3x squared minus x. So maybe you can see that this simply distributed in to both terms. And that's how we get that answer.